We are challenged every day. And a lot of us, majority of us, we give up so easily that we don't realize how hard it is out here for people that are really doing great. So today, what I want to do for you guys is I want to break a couple things down. First, I want to get into the hustle of a doctor's beeper and the determination of a homeless man and the courage to believe again. Okay, guys, let's tap right into it. I had this one guy when I was working. He come in the store. He was a homeless guy, and the guy literally smelled bad. You can tell he was living on the streets, and he came in trying to fight the cold and all these other things, from being outside. Now, at zero below, you can only imagine the levels that you go through on trying to maintain being warm, the challenges of bathing properly, keeping clothes on hand, being able to eat accordingly. We all eat 3 meals a day, so you can imagine trying to figure out all these things in zero below weather. So, guys, in reality, this guy, I promise you, I shit you not, this guy came into the store and he had some money, and he had money to spend. That's one good thing in that moment helped him tremendously because he's able to stall and spend more time in the store buying food, which he did. So the whole time he was in there, he was grabbing things to purchase. He got a couple cold sandwiches that you needed to heat up and such, and he grabbed some other stuff. So when he did that, he paid for his stuff and left. Then he came back. When he came back to use the microwaves and all that other stuff after he already left into the cold. So when he came back into, the store to use the microwave, of course, go ahead and use the microwave. And the smell was so bad that when he left, we had to spray air fresheners, incense, whatever the works, you name it, to try to kill the scent from him previously coming in. Not to mention we had to wipe down a lot of the stuff to sanitize it. Who knows, what this guy came from, what he's been doing on this 24-hour period. And, this is for the whole public, so we got to make sure this thing is, just the areas are sanitized and clean. So the guy warmed his food up. After warming his food up, he grabbed, a soda and things and grabbed stuff to drink, and then he leaves again. At that time, he didn't go far. He was literally at the corner, and I looked outside and I just see this guy with this freezing cold soda in his hand. Snow is up feet in the air, and he is just like in the midst of it with not the proper clothing, not the proper coating, none of these things, and he is just like out there in the freezing cold. My mind was just blown, right? And he came back in the store once again, and he started asking for things like, hey, you guys sell gloves, you guys sell all these other things that we didn't have at the time. And I told him, feel free to walk around. If you can find it, that's cool, but we don't have it at the time, right? So the guy looked all through the store till he felt like, he couldn't find it, and then he walked out slowly. Now, the whole time I'm seeing this guy, in my mind, I'm just so blown away because all I can think of what his 24 hours look like, what his 24 period looks like. Like, this guy literally has to go 24 hours in the cold, I'm sure you can catch the bus, ride the bus, and do all these things, stop at terminals, sit at terminals for a while, switch buses, and just repeat that for at the minimum fee. But at the same time, could you imagine doing this 24 hours a day or whatever it takes just to get by, to bathe, wash up properly, have more clothes to use to change out in, and also being able to eat 3 meals a day in that time span of actually looking for this stuff? Like, how crazy that could be. And it hit me in that moment that you can you can give up, and it's hard to give up, and you can go for it, and it's hard to go for it. So either one is a struggle, whether you're trying to do something great or you just simply giving up. To sit there and let yourself go, to sit there and let your life rot, to sit there and just give up is hard to do. So which one are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the easy way out, which is actually not so easy, after I explain what this homeless guy goes through in this 24-hour period? Is that really easy? Think about it now. And for someone who's going to school, got a bunch of tests, working so many jobs, working their butt off, but they go home to a nice home, warm home. You know, you can fix a warm bath. You got food in the refrigerator. You got a family that loves you inside that home. You got all these things. Even if you alone, you still got certain things that, make you smile, make you happy. Your animals, your friends you can call on, things like this. Like, guys, don't give up. There is so many, everything is hard. There's nothing that's easy in this world. Shit you not. Like, you can be out here in the streets and it is hard to let yourself go and not take care of yourself properly. It gotta be hard. Especially if you're a person of some type of decency, right? Like you at one point in your life had it together. So to let yourself go, you can only imagine the levels it took to be able to just let it go. What I'm trying to get through to you is that right now in this moment that you are thinking about giving up and letting go, think about the homeless guy and his 24-hour day-to-day process of trying to find food, of trying to find shelter, of trying to find hot water to be able to bathe in, trying to find people that actually will help you, that'll, that'll feel sorry for you. Can you imagine walking around looking for people to feel sorry for you so you can advance a little bit throughout the day, to just get some food, to just be able to stay in the store long enough or use their bathroom to bathe? Now, I know logically, when I think about things like this, I start putting things together like, yeah, I mean, you could get a gym membership. You could get a bus ticket and drive around and just work out all the time and shower in the gym. It's a lot of things you possibly can do. You can do, but in reality, where is the sanity in that? Like, out of all these obstacles and courses, you are pushing yourself and forcing it and pushing yourself through and forcing it and pushing yourself through. I can only imagine the downtime when you sit there and you're just like, okay, like, there is no home, there is no stability, And when you think about it, a person that works 24 hours a day, that grinds, has several jobs, that has several hats, and several positions in this world, and just trying to make a lot of money and trying to take care of their family, they're barely at home too. And they're not at home to the point where their family don't see him or her as much because of the levels it takes to be able to get the desired salary that person wants. So in reality, you have to think about it like, choose your hard. It's hard to be homeless, and it's also hard to be successful. You can imagine how hard it is for that man to be homeless, and you can imagine how hard it is for a millionaire to continue being a millionaire. With the world flip-flopping these days, you can have whatever you think is going for you in that moment, but it never lasts forever. I mean, clothing change by the month to the year. The whole attire switches up, however you say it, and before you know it, nobody's wearing tight jeans anymore. Everybody's wearing baggy. So you gotta be able to change or be able to switch up. And so many businesses are going under because they're stuck in their ways. They don't want to change. They don't know how to change. So many things are switching up to where the world is evolving and changing dramatically every day. Medicines, from cars, from you name it. Your child growing every day, it's not going to wear the same size next year. So what I'm getting at is that businesses fail every single day trying to keep up with the world's change. So with that said, where I'm getting at is that don't be afraid to keep going. Don't be afraid to keep grinding, because at the end of the day, the world is going to keep evolving without you. And don't be afraid of change. A lot of people fall into the rut because things change so much on them. New job, new girlfriend, new wife, new this, new that. And they just want to sit still, so when change happened to them, they start to fall into this depression and that fight or flight syndrome, to where they taking it out on everybody else because they feel like everything is switching up on them and they don't want it to happen. Embrace the change. Embrace all of this, because you can easily fall short and force yourself to stay the same and end up losing out on great opportunities, losing out on great beneficial situations that can help you tremendously, and fall into that place where you can be homeless because, hard head make a soft ass, and you're fighting, which is hard as well, to fight change, because no matter whether you like it or not, your manager is going to come with a different list of things that's going to change your whole store around. And you may not like the schedule tomorrow. You may not like who you're working with tomorrow. It always changes. And the greatest businesses evolve and they move forth with change, and they embrace change, just like the 3 lens cameras you have on your phone. It went from like 1 to 3 now. Now think about those cell phone companies that still uses one and has the low, you know, low quality. Nobody's buying that. So they have to keep evolving with change and upgrading its technology as well so that they are able to benefit, stay afloat, still progressing, still see profits in their organization. A doctor, a lot of us complain, oh, I work so hard, I do this, I do that, and they're afraid to lose sleep to follow their dreams. You are awoke today and you are able to make a dream a reality. All you have to do is take it and put it into action from all of your manifestation, because action is king. And you sit here, you complain, we got doctors that go inside of someone's body, and the world has to trust this man to save our people, and he's on 2-3 hours of sleep because his beeper repeatedly goes off, because the world never stops. It's always someone getting hurt. It's always someone delivering a baby. It's always someone needs stitching. It never stops. The world keeps evolving. So this doctor has to be there once the beeper goes off and get there in the craziest times. Imagine what he went through in school, sleepless nights, to actually get the masters, get the degrees. It takes a burning desire to want to succeed, just like it takes a burning desire to actually give up and become homeless. You can start to smell yourself. You see your new clothes turn to old clothes and fade away. You lose stuff from being out on the street. I can only imagine the levels it takes, the burning desire, the commitment you have to say, you know what, this is too much, I'm gonna just go find a job. This is too much, I'm gonna find somebody that can help me. But to continue along that journey without help, I can only imagine. Just like that doctor that got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning right after he went to sleep, maybe at 11, 12, and now has to go deliver a baby right now. And that woman trusts that doctor with only little sleep. They trust that doctor to go in and do surgery right away. All I'm saying is this, guys, that choose your hard. It's easy to give up, and it's easy to start caring about yourself. It's hard to give up, and it's hard to stop caring about yourself. Choose your hard. It's not so easy to get out of it though. Once you fall in the slumps and you give up, it's hard to get back where you lost. It's hard to get the stuff back you lost. It's hard to get back from where you get given up. But if you never give up, it's hard to get there. But like the old saying, you shoot for the moon, you may not make it there, but you still may lay amongst the stars. Okay? If this video helped you in any way, smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for videos like this, guys. I keep you motivated all year round. Just make sure you stay tuned, lock in, tap in, and I'll see you in the next video.